Welcome back to Perth, Western Australia for our turn 11 for Operation the Big Red One. This is the common turn. We're going to start things off with the CCP. They had 6 IPP in the bank to spend. They're going to spend it all and buy 2 infantry. There's no combat and there's no non-combat movements for the CCP, so a very quick round for them. So it's just going to simply be place units and a recruitment roll. So we're going to recruit on a 5 or less. So let's get that done. And we get a 4. So we will grab another infantry. All right, so our 2 infantry, correction, our 3 infantry. 1 will go into Sinkang. 1 will go into Shenxi, and 1 will go into Singhai. So I'll just do a very quick disposition there. So 1 infantry in Sinkang. In Singhai, we now have 3, 4 infantry, 1 militia, 1 mountain, 1 artillery. In Shenxi, we have 4 infantry and 3 militia. And in Szechuan, we have the lone militia, and that is the CCP done and dusted. They are currently on 2, so they will collect 4 for next turn. Sort that out. And we'll get on with Russia, which is a bit more interesting. Okay, Russia has 50 IPP in the bank. Before we get to that, because we'll cover the purchases and then we'll do tech. So we have 50 IPP in the bank. We're going to spend it all. We're going to land at least 1 fighter to the CCP for 10, 2 jets each for 12 each, 2 T-34s. We're going to upgrade 2 militias, so it's 2 apiece, and so that's 2, 4, 6, and 1 militia. So that should be 24, 34, 44 plus the 6. So that's 50. That's everything. Okay, let's get into tech. We're going to be rolling for these 3, so hopefully we finish rockets this turn. If we do, we get a jet and a rocket, which would be super cool. But we're going for advanced mech on a 7, advanced artillery, and jets. So 2 red, a green, and a purple. Let's see how we go. Red, green, purple, red, green, purple. All right. Oh, wow. So we get all 3. How good. I'm not going to complain about that. So we finish advanced mech, we finish advanced artillery, and we get rockets. So we do get to place a rocket and a jet. I've got to think about where I'm going to put those at the end of the turn. All right, combat. There's a couple of combats. So we'll start down here in Kamastai, going into North Caucasia against that infantry and artillery. Will be 6 infantry. Joining them will be 2 jets, and they'll have movement of 2 left, so they'll just come back to Stalingrad. So they'll come 1 in Kamastai, 2 into North Caucasia, 3, 4. That's them. And I think that's our only land. Oh no, there is 1 combat here. So 1 militia will come out of Kiev and just claim that. Probably should have chipped that out. Actually, no, we will make it easier. And we'll just march 1 from southern Belarus up to, that'll be just a walk on into Western Ukraine, which is worth $1. So I might just adjust that now. Actually, no, we'll go on with the rest of our combats before we start getting too excited. Coming out of A12 will be 2 submarines into A14, and they're going to raid there in that Baltic line. And coming out of, in A8, there'll be another raid here on this line again, on the North Sea line. And then coming out of Kola will be the seaplane, which is going to have a go at this fleet sub and then return back to Kola. So that is that. I think it's just mainly non-com this turn. There's a lot of that. Just making sure. No, that should be it. All right, let's crack on with our battles. Let's start down here with the fleet sub and the seaplane. So 3 or less. And we get a 5, so we miss. So that seaplane will just simply return back to Cola. Next will be the rating here in A8. So it'll be +2 for the fleet submarine. However, there is long range and there is radar, so they'll even out. So the red dice will be the Russians. So 4 to 1. So we should max that out. I think that's only worth 2. Yeah, so 2 damage there to the Germans on that line. And then we're into A13. So we've got 2 fleet subs there. Red is the Russians. First one, nothing there. And then the second one. And nothing again. So 2 APP seems to be all that we can do when it comes to rating. All right, yeah, that's a walk-on, so that's Western Ukraine, and yeah, it's worth 1, so let's just adjust that really quickly. That takes the Germans down to 58. I'm up to 42 for the Russians, and let's go on with this battle here in North Caucasia. So it's going to be the 6 infantry and the 2 jets. So he's got first strike, it's going to be in the mountains. So his first strike will be on A3, and that misses. So now we've got our 6 infantry all firing at 1. So 6 at 1. And we get 1 hit there. He'll lose the artillery, and then that leaves 1 infantry left, and I've got my 2 jets. So 2 at 8. And yeah, okay, 2 hits. So firing back, he's got his 1 infantry out of 4, and that hits. So we'll lose 1 infantry. So we take North Caucasia with 5. And he loses those. Just give me a second to check this out. I think, just make sure we haven't got anything else to do. No, I think that's it. So it's just going to be all non-combat from here, so we can get rid of that. That missed. That's done. That's done. Okay. All right. So coming from Karelia will be 1 militia which will walk into Leningrad there. From northern Belarusia, 4 infantry will march forward into Podlachia. This is going to be a bit of a mess, I'm sorry. 4 infantry from, I think it's Latvia, going to come back into Podlachia. So that's now 12 infantry at the moment. I'm going to chip all this out. 2 infantry from southern Belarusia are going to join the gang, join that party. That militia is going to stay there. From Smolensk, 3 infantry will march forward. Actually, let's make it 2. We'll put this down. I'll just chip that out. We're leaving 1 behind in Smolensk. And that jet. All right, from Kaluga Oblast, 4 infantry will go to Oral Kursk. That's them done. Get rid of these markers so we don't move things twice. Okay. All right, from Oral Kursk, 2 infantry are going to join into eastern Ukraine. From Teridia, 1 militia will come back into eastern Ukraine. from Stalingrad, one infantry will come out into, actually two infantry, no, one infantry will come out to Kalistaya. The two jets will come back to Stalingrad. The airborne and transport will fly 1, 2, 3, 4 into Novosibirsk. Those jets were there. All right. Okay. One jet from Moscow is going to fly 1, 2, 3 into eastern Ukraine. That's that. One jet from Smolensk is going to fly 1, 2 and join this soon-to-be task force in, is it Podlachia? Yeah, Podlachia. I'm going to have to tidy that up. Apologies for that. Bit of a mess. And where else did I want to go? Oh, yeah. All right, one militia from Chita is going to march into Amur. One infantry from Novosibirsk is going to rail into Primorsky Krai. Another infantry from Novosibirsk is going to rail into Amur. And I think that's pretty much everything. Let me just double check. All right, placement of units. All right, so we've got our two upgrades. So one of those is going to go into Primorsky Krai, so that's just going to create another infantry, and we'll just get rid of that. Another one is going to go into eastern Ukraine and get rid of that. And then we've got a militia to place in Kyiv. Okay. The two T-34s are going to go into, let me think about this. One is into Stalingrad and one into Smolensk. One jet into Smolensk. Another jet into Moscow. The Lend-Lease CCP fighter is going to go into Sitkang. And the bonus rocket and jet is going to go into Novosibirsk. And I think that's everything. So let's do a quick recap. Sorry about the camera work on this one. I think I've been all over the place. Okay, so Primorsky Krai, we've got 4, 5, 6 infantry and 2 militia. So I need to chip that out. Amur has 1 infantry, 1 militia. Novosibirsk has an air transport, an airborne, and a jet, and a rocket. Sitkang has a Chinese CCP fighter, which was Lend-Leased, as well as that 1 infantry. So I'll just mention that while we're here. Transcaucasia has 5 infantry. Kamalskaya, 1 infantry. Stalingrad, 2 jets, 1 T-34, 2 infantry. In Oral Kursk, there is 4 infantry. In eastern Ukraine, there is 6, 7, 8 infantry, 1 jet. In western Ukraine, there is 1 militia. In Kiev, there's 2 infantry and 4 militia. Southern Ukraine has 1 militia, 2 infantry. Smolensk has a T-34, a jet, and an infantry. Moscow has 3 infantry and a jet. In Leningrad, there is 4 infantry and a militia. Kola has a seaplane and a militia. A9 has a fleet submarine. In A13, there are 2 fleet submarines. In Podlachia, there is 14 infantry, 1 jet, 1 medium armor, so not a T-34, but a medium armor, and 1 AAA gun. In Lithuania, there's 1 militia. In Crimea, 1 infantry. M10 has a coastal sub, M12, TBD. And I think that's it. Right, income. We should be on 40. Should we go up 3? So 45. And we get 3 bonus for our cities. So it should be 48 for next turn. All things being equal. All right, I'll turn it over now to Global Enthusiast for Japan.